Hello friends, so today I am going to solve second video for my blind 75 series. So this is again an easy problem. So without wasting any time, let's go to the question. So it's a lead code 20 valid parenthesis. Given a string s containing just the characters, these are three kinds of brackets. Determine if the input string is valid. And how we know that input string is valid? So the condition is open brackets must be closed by the same types of bracket and open bracket must be closed in the correct order. So let's take an example. So for this example one, we have a string with two characters. So one is open parenthesis, second one is closed parenthesis. So we have to return true. In this second example, again, if you see one open parenthesis, it is closed by this parenthesis, then a square bracket, this is closed by square bracket, then curly braces, closed by curly braces. So again, it's a true statement. But if we see the example 3, we have a open bracket, which is basically a parenthesis, and we have a closed square bracket. So they do not match. So that's where we have to return false. Okay. So the approach which we are going to use it here, as you see in this problem, you have to understand that somewhere we need to store all the open brackets so that while we receive a closed bracket, we can go back and see if there is a corresponding open bracket available, then it's okay. Otherwise we have to return false, and this we have to keep on doing until all the characters are done from the input string. So let's take an example to understand this better. So this is example, pardon my drawing, I'm not too good, I'm just trying to learn these things. So in this case, we'll take data structure stack. Stack is a good option when you have to make sure in this kind of question where you need to go back and find a corresponding symbol. So let's take an example. So we have a very simple string, only two characters. The basic funda is as soon as you get a open bracket, maybe it's a parenthesis or curly bracket or a square bracket, just push it to stack. So in this case, I will run a loop which will go through first character to all the characters in a string. So I found a open bracket, I'll just push it to the stack. So currently stack was empty, so I just pushed it here. So this is done. Then I'll go forward in this string and I'll see, okay, this is a closing bracket, and as soon as we get the closing bracket, we have to go back to stack, pop the last character. So in this case, we have a open bracket here, and compare this open bracket with this closing bracket, and we have to write condition, are they corresponding open and closing bracket? So in this case, it is true. So we are good. And then we have to check, okay, no more characters to process. And also the main thing to notice, the stack should be empty. So for example, let me take one example. So suppose I have this string to validate. So I'll again go through the process. I will read the string one by one character. In case it's an open bracket, I'll just push it to stack. Again, I got a closing bracket, so I'll pop it from the stack and compare the popped item with the current char. If those are corresponding opening and closing bracket, then we are good. And then I'll read this bracket which is basically open, and I will push it to the stack. So now the stack will become this. So at the end we will see a whole input string is processed, but the stack is not empty. So in that case also we have to return false. So that's it, friend. The basic idea is very simple. As soon as you get an open bracket, just push it to stack. When you get a closing bracket, go to the stack, pop the last element and compare if they form a corresponding opening and closing bracket. In case they do not form, then just return false. But in case they form, we are good. Just process with the next character and keep on going. So at the end, we just need to check if the stack is not empty, we have to return false. If a stack is empty, we need to return true, because all other checks where we are checking corresponding opening and closing bracket, and if they are not matching, anyway we are going to return false. So after the end of the string, when everything we have processed, we have to just check whether a stack is empty or not. So let's go back to the problem and solve it. First we need a stack of characters. So this will be name is at character stacks, and we'll store all the characters which is basically open brackets of any of these three kinds into this stack. Second, we will loop through all the characters one by one. So what we can do, we can take current character as a variable from, and this will be basically from this string, and we can run a method to char array. and we can use method toChar array, so that we can, from this char array we can read one character one by one, or you can just use a for loop, take an index variable and just use s.char I and loop through that. Then as we discussed, we have to take the current character and check if it is a kind of open bracket. So in our case there are kind of three kinds of brackets, so if it is either one of kind, we need to just push it to stack. So we will push the current character to stack. Next we will write else condition, and as we discussed, we have to check if the pair from the last element of the stack. So here we are using peek first, because if we use poll, it will take out the last character from the stack, so we don't want to do it for now. So we'll just peek the stack, and this should be an opening bracket, and we will send this current character, because this is else condition, so it will be a closing bracket, and we'll call a function to check whether these opening bracket and closing bracket are of same kind. So we'll write a function for this is pair. So for example, suppose in case this char stack.peek gives us this symbol, which is open parenthesis, and current char is closing parenthesis, and we'll pass these two characters to isPair function, so it will return. And if it is true, we no need to do anything, we'll just pop the character. But in case it is not true, for example it returned false, so this not will make it as true, and here we need to return false. And why are we checking char stack dot is empty? Because in case, for example, suppose you got the string as like this, so it means when this logic will run, it will go to this else part, because this is not an opening bracket. And if you try to peek the element, if the stack is empty, it will throw error. So that's where we first check if char stack is not empty. So that's where we are checking if this char stack is empty, it means we got an closing bracket but there is no opening bracket, so we'll simply return false. And in this OR condition, if there is a value in a character stack, we need to validate the last element of this character stack and the current character. They are corresponding pairs of a bracket. And as we discussed, if this is not the case, we are not returning false, then simply in that case we can pop from this stack, and we'll keep this doing until all characters are processed. And at the end we will return based on the if stack is empty or not. So we can simply check if char stack dot is empty, so we can simply return it, because if char stack is empty, this function will return true, so we are good. If char stack is not empty, this function will return false, so even that case we are good. So let me run this. Oh, I forgot to write the isPair function, so let me quickly write it. This is very easy function. So we are just checking if the opening character, so this character will be a open bracket, I am reading it as a char open, and this will be a closing bracket, so I am reading it as char close. And as we know, there are only 3 kinds of brackets, so I am checking here with OR condition in all these 3 kinds of bracket. And check is simple. If open character is parenthesis, then closing should be closing parenthesis. If open is curly braces, closing should be curly braces. If open is square bracket kind, then closing should be square bracket kind. If any of this condition is okay, then this will return true. But if any of this condition is false, for example we receive a open as this bracket and for closing we get a square bracket, so none of these will be passed, and in that case it will return false. Let me run it. Let me submit it. Okay, so this is done. Let's discuss the time complexity. So here we are not doing much things here. So if you see here, we are running a for loop for all the characters of this string s, and if the length of the string is n, so this will become order of n, and we do not have any other for loop, so time complexity is order of n. For space complexity, so we are using a stack, and this stack can max to max go for the length of the string. So suppose a condition where we have a string of length n where all the characters are kind of open bracket. So in that case we will run this loop and we'll keep on pushing all these opening characters to the stack, and at the end, because that stack will not be empty, so it will return false, so program will run fine. But our stack will have all the characters of this string, so in the worst case scenario it will be order of n. So in this situation, the time complexity is order of n and also the space complexity is order of n. So that's it, my friends. This was the second video in Blind 75 series. I'll be creating other videos and will finish all the 75 videos. Sometime I do not get time to create videos daily, but I try it. Possibly every 3 to 4 days I'll put a video here. If you have not already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to channel, and if you like this video, please like the video. Happy coding. Bye bye.